Ladies and gentlemen, we've got another lovely Bellator event next week in Bellator 238, which is headlined by the match between Yulia Bud and Chris Cyborg. Now I'll go through a detailed analysis and I will analyze main card. I will try to keep the main cards from now on. I will give my best as I plan to seriously work on these projects now. Let's go. Juan Archuleta versus Henry Corrales. Juan Archuleta, also known as the Spaniard, runs on a score of 23-2, and he was defeating everybody in his ways. I mean, he hasn't been defeated since his loss to Andres Ponce back in 2015, and he was annihilated everybody. There were many names who fell under this guy's punches and kicks and devastating strikes. Some of them are even Eduardo Dantas and Ricky Bandejas. Sorry, I cut myself, so that's why I'm doing this. Jeremy Spoon, Robbie Peralta, William Joplin. I mean, in Bellator he has pretty much great score. On the other side, Henry Corrales is probably the biggest surprise. And the guy, I mean, many people were thinking he's gonna get his ass kicked against Aaron Pico, but he simply landed a big left hook and knocked him out cold. I mean, Aaron Pico was definitely overrated, and later he lost to Darian Caldwell via unanimous decision. Before that, he defeated Andy Main, Georgi Karakanyan, Noah Dlachat, Cody Bollinger, lost to Patricio Fryer, but here's the fact, Patricio Fryer also defeated Mr. Juan Archuleta, also known as the Spaniard, and Henry Corrales was losing to big names like Emmanuel Sanchez, Daniel Strauss. I purely via guillotine choke, via submissions, via decisions, but I believe this guy is very hard to finish. I expect a tough battle, but I somehow have a feeling that Henry Corrales might make a surprise here, because, you know, Henry Corrales is a surprise guy, and he knows to make surprises, so I expect another surprise from him. He's an underdog here, I think. And now Ava Knight in the second match meets, oh, this is tough to pronounce, Emily Gettis, I think. Sorry for wrong pronouncement, but it's kinda harsh to pronounce it. Emily Gettis, she kicked off her professional career with 4 losses to Kay Hansen, 2 losses to Shannon Gugari and Mandy Polk, but then bounced back with wins over Ashley Hancock Samples, Anastasia Bruce, and Shauna Lee Ormsby. She finishes via submissions and she has a good submission game, but Kay Hansen stopped her via that nasty armbar. On the other side, Ava Knight is a boxer, a pure boxer who defeated Shannon Gugari via punch to the body at Bellator 228. Listen, this bout could go 2 ways. Striking war, which will be won by Ava Knight, or maybe Emily is going to take her down to the ground, or finish the fight. I believe Emily Gettis is gonna bounce back with a win here, because I doubt Ava Knight is having a good takedown defense. Now the next fight, Jason King squares off against Raymond Daniels. You all know Raymond Daniels. He had significant results in kickboxing. He has very entertaining techniques, one of the greatest kickers in the history of this sport. He was very, very successful, knocking out his opponents in kickboxing competitions via devastating taekwondo blows. The guy has a taekwondo background, and he knows to head kick very well. He even knows to body kick very well. Spinning back kick is his trademark, but he meets Jason the Asian Precision King. Jason King on the other side, he was having ups and downs. He was losing and winning. I mean, but in last 4 matches, one loss, 3 wins. Brian Jackson, Nick Jewell, and Jason Wolf were falling. He is a TKO phenom. He can't strike Raymond Daniels, but on the other side, Raymond Daniels lost his first bout against Jeremiah Metcalf due to a strike force because of a rear naked choke, and he defeated Wilker Barrosh via Raymond Daniels KO punch. He spinned into the tornado kick, feinted, and delivered the big right hook that turned the lights out on Wilker Barrosh. So this could go 2 ways. Jason King could take him down, otherwise Raymond Daniels is gonna strike him out. I somehow give advantage here to Raymond Daniels unless the fight is taken to the ground. And the next fight, Alfred Kashkashian meets Sergio Pettis. Alfred Kashkashian is a dangerous fighter from Glendale, California, and he had big results before joining join this promotion. I mean, he had 3 wins at LXF, Lights Out Extreme Fighting. Unfortunately, at Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series, he had a chance to join the best MMA promotion in the world, but he was stopped by Sean O'Malley via punch. And Sean O'Malley, he's actually a guy who... Sean O'Malley is actually a guy who... He has pretty much undefeated record in UFC and totally, so it's not a shame to lose from him. Sergio Pettis is a brother of Anthony Showtime Pettis, which you all probably know, with a background in Taekwondo, Rufus Sport, kickboxing and black belt in BJJ. He's a very, very tough dude, but he was having big ups and downs since signing to the UFC and winning inaugural RFA Flyweight Championship and the NFC Bantamweight Championship. He was winning and losing. His losses came to Alex Caceres, Ram Benoit, Henry Cejudo, Jussier Formiga and Rob Font, and it's not a shame to lose from those guys. I believe Sergio Pettis has the advantage here because he is good both in the stand-up and on the ground. On the other side, his opponent Alfred Kashakian, the Fearless, he is only good in the stand-up. His ground game is so I believe Sergio Pettis is going to bounce back with the win. And now Darion Caldwell meets Adam the Kid Boric. Darion the Wolf Caldwell. Well, I don't like to watch him. He is one of the most boring fighters to watch, but he is effective. I mean, his last battle against Kyoji Horiguchi, he was so boring, man. 2 fights versus Kyoji Horiguchi. Kyoji won a Rizin Bantamweight Championship. I mean, defended the title via submission guillotine choke, but in the last bout it went to 5 round decisions. It was pretty much boring because Caldwell was holding him down, doing nothing. Later he bounced back with a victory against Henry Corrales, returning to the featherweight division. And generally to say, he's a former Bellator Bantamweight world champion who defeated Eduardo Dantas, later Leandro Higo, so he is a tough dude. On the other side, Adam the Kid Boric is an undefeated guy, and he has a fantastic score against wrestlers, especially this brutal, devastating knee. And got to say, this knee is devastating because his flying knee has stopped many opponents, and he has fabulous triangle choke. He defeated Yaroslav Yartin, Benjamin Molnar, Manuel Bilic and Anthony Taylor. Manuel Bilic and via that nasty triangle choke. He has good leg locks. He has devastating rear naked chokes. He defeated 2 wrestlers via flying knee. It's Theodor the Wrestler Nikolov from Bulgaria, flying knee, and Aaron Pico also flying knee knockout. So you don't want to take this guy down, and I believe Caldwell is gonna get shut down here. I think it will be lights out and victory for Adam Boric. And now the last fight, Yulia Budd versus Chris Cyborg. Yulia Budd is probably one of the toughest girls in the history of Bellator, with background in Muay Thai, kickboxing, pancration and Dutch kickboxing, while she has a score of 13-2, and her only losses came at the beginning of her career at Strikeforce to Amanda Nunes and Ronda Rousey, but she is undefeated since 2011. She won the inaugural Bellator Women's Featherweight World Championship versus Marlos Cohen, then defeated Ariane Biancao, Talita Nogueira and Olga Rubin. Yeah, that nasty body kick and punches. She knows to TKO opponents, she has good ground game. She's mostly a finisher, but against Chris Cyborg, every finish, everything is too much. I mean, she was the women's featherweight champion of the UFC for a long period of time, Invicta FC featherweight champion, Strikeforce featherweight champion, and she was undefeated, believe it or not, for 13 years until Amanda Nunes put her to sleep. She is probably the best striker in the division. She finishes everybody, and Amanda Nunes knocked her out via punch. The only girl that lasted 3 rounds against her is Felicia Spencer, and also in Elite XC it was Yoko Takahashi and Vanessa Porto and Storm Samurai, but this girl is tough. She will pressure from the start. So in this battle there is no chance it will go to decision, because both of them are brawlers. It will be an epic brawl. I believe Chris Cyborg is gonna win here, but this will be an epic brawl, ladies and gentlemen. Can't wait for it to kick off.